Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode here on our single player world. We are back and we're doing some building today. This over here, where I'm looking at right now, in fact, is going to be completely different by the end of this episode. We're going to be building a fairly large structure actually. It's not going to be huge, but it will be a lot bigger than what we've built recently. And it's going to have a bit more thought behind it and hopefully a bit of different stuff going on the inside in terms of our building abilities, let's call them. So, first of all, what it is going to be. You probably know already from the title, but that's alright, I will tell you anyway. It is going to be an inn, and the reason I'm going to tell you anyway is because this was actually a suggestion in the last video, and I read it, and I was like, we have got a bar. The suggestion mentioned that everything was already built in the city, and I was like, this actually could be pretty cool if I can make a different swing on this, and I think we can really make a different swing on this. I mean, I don't even know. I've got one over there. I've got one underground there. In fact, this is actually the only real one in the city. So we are going to go into this one right around here, in there, which I've already started building. So what I've got, because I started just clearing out the area, getting it ready for us to build, and I was just doing a bit of neatening up so we can get started. And I thought before I get too far, I would like to kind of introduce you guys to the area that we're going to be building in and what the ideas are going to be, because of course I have ideas for these things and they never actually turn out anywhere near what I want them to be. That doesn't mean they turn out bad, they just don't look like what I expected. So what I'm expecting today, and I get the feeling we're going to have a very nice, very interesting looking build, I hope, today, but it's still clean and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So first of all, this is the entrance here next to our florist. We'll walk down here. Let's just kind of take it around there. So we go there. We'll have our entrance over here. I'm not planning on having any windows at the bottom. Maybe one or two over there. But on this wall, definitely nothing. And probably none around these walls here. The problem that I had with this particular area, if you guys have a look up from the top, because a lot of what we do in Minecraft building and stuff like that is really just solving problems that we find along the way. Building and survival, of course. So this area is a very huge area. And I was planning on putting a few shops there, but I realized that probably won't turn out quite as good. So instead, we are going to build one big place, which of course an inn will do a great job of that. We've even got all of this area here we can use, which is blocked off over there. If not, we can just keep that as empty space and just fill it up. So my plan is to have a fairly large hall over here. And, well, by fairly large, it is this size. So we'll have this large hall with tables and probably a little bit of a bar counter where it's sort of like, a lot of you guys would know Skyrim, and I'm kind of picturing a lot of ideas from there. Don't expect it to look the same, but a lot of the concepts will probably be quite similar, where we've got ourselves like a storage area downstairs, we've got ourselves a counter over here, and that's the plan. Then on the upper level, because I'm planning on doing an upper level over here, I'm planning on having a few bedrooms and kind of just what you would expect in an inn. Places for people to stay. Not a lot, but a few I think will be good. And then we will connect it into this tower over here, which is on top of the florist, which I am not very fond of, but I think we can fix it up and make a good looking tower over there. But not huge, just a smallish tower. That's the plan. That's what I'm thinking. Now, what I was planning on doing over here, first of all, is I was thinking of taking this up maybe one brick or so, or maybe even just staying there. That could be kind of interesting, just seeing how we go at a lower level. And I'm going to be putting in some roofs, and I think the roofs are going to be important because what I want to do to make this look a little bit different inside here is I want to make some supports on like the inside of this roof, and I want a fairly large roof so that I'm able to do it. And this width is a very good width. So I'm going to get going on this roof. I think what I'll do is I'll probably push it out like our normal way here and see how far it goes. Here, there, and we will put one there, and we'll do here as well, just to check, to do a little bit of a test, because I get the feeling this could be a bit of an annoying roof to do, but I think it'll turn out well. Yeah, I think we can wrap this one around here like this, and get this to work hopefully. There, and there, and there. Perfect. We'll get rid of that one that fell over there. So if we did that there, we could have ourselves a good peak on here. In fact, how many wide is this? 5. I feel like we need to actually go out a little bit more. Maybe we'll do it from there, because I feel like this could turn out a little bit weird. I might just build it anyway and you guys will soon enough find out whether or not it did or didn't work. But aside from this area here, some other ideas which I'm thinking would be very, very cool to have in here would be obviously this cool design that I'm planning on doing in the supports that I was thinking of. And the other thing that I thought would be really cool is we can have a few episodes where we can start getting into a few tunnels underground. I actually was thinking I might do that a bit later in this episode, start messing around with the underground tunnels. Ooh, I just realized I've got a bit of a problem here. I've got to match up this with that over there. So there's a bit of thinking for me. Yeah, but all the underground tunnels, I think this will be a very good area to start these things. Of course, we've got this area here. We've got our most recent favorite build for a very, very long time, which, of course, I had quite a lot of fun with, is the mushroom tunnels over here. I would really love to add this in some respect to our underground tunnels, our underground little secret hidden sewage tunnels and stuff like that. I think that'll work very, very well, and it's all a matter of just checking how we mold them in together, because I'd like to, for instance, for my ideas with these, I'd like to really get the mushrooms to play along with the rest of it. So, for instance, we'll get our tunnels slowly transitioning out of mushrooms into other things. And I just wanted to check this out. Check that. We've managed to duplicate 3 dragon eggs from a single dragon egg here. So, of course, the hopper duplication is not completely gone. I've just been meaning to show you guys that, because actually I've got 2, and I just realized that that little line that was coming across from there is a little bit different. Okay, so are you ready to see what I've just done? Because I've done a bunch of work. In fact, it's taken me a few hours to get this stuff done. But what you're about to see, you can see a little bit of it, is actually going to be a lot more than that. And it's going to look really, really good. First of all, I've noticed that thing looks like it's a little bit longer. I want to go check. Maybe we've even duplicated more of those things. It'll be good. I think probably fine now that we've got more. You see how sneaky I am. They're not showing you any of that stuff that I've just built there. There we go. So yeah, what I was thinking is I'm pretty sure now that we've got more, let's check how many of these dragon eggs we have. It's just got more likelihood of a dragon egg being passed through a hopper at any time. There's 4. Is there any more? Let's check. Is there another one that comes past? No, just 4. Okay, interesting. So we're duplicating them. And look at that. If you don't notice, not that, that, and that. We've got a massive, massive amount of work done on these roofs. Absolutely stupid, actually. But, oh man. But that was fun. It was a good few hours just relaxing, figuring these things out, and I think that this structure has turned out quite alright. In fact, the part that I thought which would be a bit of trouble, and in fact roofs just in general are quite a bit of trouble, is the big area over here where we have this little tower thing that I was talking about. And I was planning on doing a larger tower, but I think this turned out quite well, and I want to keep it like this, just a shorter one that lets light into the top of this shop, and I think that's a very awesome thing to have. And as per usual, my build, as we mentioned in the beginning, turned out absolutely nothing like what I was expecting, but I do love the way it's turned out. In fact, let's just take a little step back over here, and then we'll fly back so you can get a nice perspective of it. Look at that. We've got this awesome roof here, we've got that one down there, the circle over here coming into these. I think that works really well. Tell me what you think, because I don't want to be on these roofs for too much longer. I've had enough of roofing today. There's a lot of work went into it. A few roofs actually are even numbers, which of course is should be every builder's worst nightmare. In fact, if you can build in even numbers, you're great. I struggle, but I think we've got it. I think we've worked it out. For instance, that one's good. Some others are not too good, but that's all right. We'll work it out. So, I need to finish this piece, actually, here, and then I think this could be everything. I thought I'd actually finished everything. Now, the next piece of this big building, over here that we are building, is... Oh, man, that's a creeper spot. I've got to torch that up, for now. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to be doing that stuff that I wanted to do on the inside of this building, which is the structural supports and stuff like that, and I'll actually show you what it looks like inside. And, by the way... a nice little tip for when you're building structures, if you want to do something like me, you have a block, and I've worked it out from this block and a block that we did on the other one, building this stuff and kind of just planning stuff out, I'll show you in here what I'm talking about actually, planning stuff out, but not really, really helps. So for instance, not overthinking too much, just building a building, building another one in. You see there, for instance, we've got this roof coming down here, which is actually overshadowed by that roof there, so I'm actually going to take those away. Let's just grab this away there. And we'll be able to continue. So, for instance, you see that, how these roofs would intersect, and now they were like, that means that they're really useless to have this piece here, but it just makes it a bit easier, so you don't have to be thinking about all this stuff at once. You can kind of just wait until it all comes together. Is that? There's an endermite. Yes, you can kind of just wait for it all to come together. My plan with this area now, let me explain this. My plan with this area is probably to have some stairs going up here and have a few bedrooms on this level. Stairs go up to another few bedrooms on this level. And we've actually got space over here, and potentially, I think over here, there's like a little mini room somewhere that we can have a few kind of budget end rooms all the way at the top. Be a bit of a pain to get to, and all we're going to have to put in there are probably a bed and maybe a side table or something like that. Nothing too much, just took your time. Yeah, nothing too much, just a little bit of something to give this place a bit of character. So, this is the real character part of the place. Getting in some of these supports here. So my plan is that we'll actually just plan this out here. I want to have a bit of a thing like this. So this will be where the bar counter is. You walk over here and down this way, we're going to have some stairs going underground. And that will connect into that cellar that I was talking about and also connect into our tunnels. Then I want to have another somewhat grand table over here. If we can, I want to work out how we're going to do the support things that I was talking about, the support beams. We might have to get one. Actually, maybe if we do one in the middle, we'll have to work it out. So maybe one in the middle would probably be the easiest. A bit of a table in the middle. And we'll put in some seating and stuff as well. And then on the sides, I'm not 100% sold on it. Maybe we can just have some boxes and stuff just to kind of give it all to, like, get it all together. So this has been quite a large project for me to get today, guys. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a little bit of time, and I'm going to put all this together, and we can see how this all turns out, because I'm actually quite excited for this. I hope it has the same feel that I've got in my head. Basically, I want it to be somewhat festive, but like mostly kind of a medieval feel just from the start. I just want it to be outright. As I say, I've got some ideas from Skyrim. I hope that they turn out somewhat like what I wanted to. So before we go ahead and do some stuff in that building, we are going to go down into an area which some of the longer time subscribers will probably recognize and remember, and that is over here down in our spider farm. This was one of this was actually the first redstone project I think we did in here. Obviously, redstone's not like a main component of what we do, but it was pretty cool to get some stuff like this, and I really enjoyed this project. It was a lot of work, in fact, a ridiculous amount of work. Probably more than what we needed to, but it definitely is a good thing to have. In fact, you can hear just over here some stuff. We should start seeing some string coming in here. This was one of our first little things, and I thought I'd come down here. The reason I'm coming down here, by the way, is I'm going to be clearing this area out right now. So all this stuff over here, this is all useless, and it's got a lot of really useful stuff in it. If, for instance, over here, this is a bunch of pistons, which I'm going to be using very shortly. A lot of this redstone, maybe not the pistons necessarily, but a lot of it I'm going to be using for a upcoming project. And in fact, this farm is still working. Ooh, do we have anything cool in here? No, we don't. This farm is still functional. Maybe not necessarily completely functional, because this piston translocation stuff doesn't exist anymore. And that's why I think it's a good idea to just clear it. In fact, this one here, if I remember correctly, I think we can't get rid of those because they are, because they are actually holding back water. And that will be horrible to have to undo all this to try and figure out what my brain was doing at that time. But yeah, it's a pretty cool design. I thought it was a very interesting way of doing things. Obviously, I was very limited in my knowledge, and I still am quite limited in my knowledge of redstone. But this was quite a project, and I thought I'd come down here. Just if ever you guys want to come down and fix something up here, I would really love to see what you come up with in one of the world downloads in the future. And I thought I would just have one final send-off to this little functioning part over here before we get rid of it. Alright, now that we've got that out of the way and we are ready to go back with some of our other stuff, the sun's about to go down and I can actually show you something kind of cool. So this over here is just, I was trying that thing that we did on the florist shop again, where we put the door to the side and kind of build this out, and I think it worked quite well. But this is what we've got done so far. If I can just get this stuff together. we've obviously got our pathway in here. And the reason, by the way, that I've done this extra little step down, I forgot to mention. And that is because I wanted to make this... I've been playing around with separate heights in places. And I love the idea of having the height differences beyond, like, the height differences in walls and stuff. Also in the floor. I think it's something that I've missed out on. And I got a lot that I can do with. So that's why I wanted that height difference there, first of all. So just to make a bit more interest in this. Now we are going to put in more stuff. I just thought I'd give you a little bit of a sight of what I've done here. So recently, you may have noticed that we are doing a little bit more interior decorating, which was requested. And I'm going to be doing a lot more building again, but I'm also going to be doing some interior decorating just to kind of figure this out and get ourselves better at it. You know how it is. We got to make sure we get better at what we do. So first of all, I've been messing around with pistons here, and some of these over here, which are actually, what are they called? Banners. Why? How did I forget that? So there's banners on these chairs, which I thought was a nice little addition. I've seen it done. I don't know where, but I've seen it done. I'm just doing that to get rid of the bounding boxes. And I thought they were really cool, and I think they work really, really well to just make this look a little bit more interesting than just a stair in front of a piston. Obviously, we've got the carpet there. And man, look at this. This is actually why I was hoping it was nighttime. Look at that. We've got a really awesome view of the moon coming over there. And let's actually try, see if we put our render distance out. We'll probably get the mountain in there. Oh, yeah, stuff is happening. Yeah, there we go. That'll be really cool. We might get a little bit of lag now, but that's alright. So yeah, that's what I've done there. Then I've also gone ahead and I've dug out this little room down here, which is pretty cool because this is going to be that storage room that's going to eventually connect up, and it might be bigger than that as well. Have some shady dealings going on down there. Who knows? Who knows what's going to go on down there? And of course, we can't deny that we've got a pretty awesome window there, which is actually a good height for outside, which we might come around and look at in a little bit of time. Going up this way, though, this is where we're going to start our room. So I'm planning on having a little hallway over here, which we'll do in the next episode. And then we'll have a room going up, as I say, a few rooms on this level. And we'll see how we go. Try and make it a little bit more interesting than just an open area with rooms next to each other. In fact, something that I've been looking at recently is pretty much just trying to get some stuff a bit out of the ordinary. So building odd shapes like what we're doing now. Nothing here makes sense. Look at that. They've got random arches in the way. And I really like this kind of almost chaotic building, as I would call it, even though it's not really chaotic. It's just something a little bit different to what we normally do, where everything makes sense. It's sort of build and then see how it comes out. So a little less planning on my part, but it works a bit better because else we just get the same thing over and over again. And then around here, this is actually going to be a cupboard. When I have myself my doors on me, I'll make this into a nice little, like, kind of storage wardrobe thing. And this, of course, will be where our future person selling bedrooms and stuff here at this inn, because this is an inn. I don't know if I've mentioned it. I'm pretty sure I did earlier in the video. But it's an inn, and it was requested, and that's why I did it. And in fact, actually, the redstone, I was also a request to get rid of that stuff, and I thought I'd show you guys me doing that. But yeah, this is pretty much a pretty damn good suggestion, I must say. It gave me a lot of ideas, which I didn't have when I built the last few things. And of course, going up here, we have got so many awesome ideas, and I'm really looking forward to these. Now, before we go, I want to show you the outside over here. Man, me and these torches, we're not having a good day today. I may as well get them off my offhand. So, going down this way, of course there's a zombie. We have got this looking pretty awesome here, I think. And I like the way this works, because for instance, standing up there, looking across over here, we've got a really awesome view, just of the whole town. And then going down here, we've also got this really cool view now. And I'm loving it. I'm loving the way this has turned out. In fact, today's been that day that I've had all the great changes that I wanted to happen, which was all to this area here. This was all something that I was getting a little bit frustrated with. I think it needed to be done, and it's been done. And I'm very happy with it. And look at that. Oh, obviously we have to fix up that, but this over here is just looking awesome. I don't know what I'm going to do with the inside here. Probably put in a window. But yeah, that'll be it for today, guys. I am very, very glad with the progress we've made today. It's pretty much, for me, an entire episode of Roof. How is there a... I've got no clue where that arrow came from. But yeah, it's pretty much been a full day on roofs for me today. But we did get out some other small stuff done. So thank you very much for watching, guys. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.